Hello and welcome to News Centre. I'm Parikshit Luthra. Diwali is around the corner and India's luxury retailers expect the festive cheer to continue into the festival of lights. Be it luxury brands, cars or houses, demand has surged in the last 3 months. In the auto space, Mercedes-Benz clocked a 15% rise in sales between August and November. Despite supply disruptions, the luxury car maker expects this momentum to continue in Diwali, fueled by its new portfolio and positive sentiments. The festive cheer has brightened India's luxury home sector as well. Real estate consultancy firm CBRE expects sales this festive season to be the highest in 3 years. Similarly, India's luxury brands are also eyeing a piece of the pie, having seen a sharp rise in demand. The sector expects sales to double in Diwali as the festivities propel footfalls. To talk about this, we're joined by Santosh Iyer, MD and CEO of Mercedes-Benz India, Pushpa Bector, Senior Executive Director at DLF Retail, and Abhinav Joshi, Research Head of India, Middle East and North Africa at Global Commercial Real Estate Services. Thank you very much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Santosh, let me begin by asking you about the festival so far. Every year we hear about a record number of cars sold during Diwali. So what's the record that you're aiming for this year on Diwali?
No, I think this year the festive period has been on for the last 4 months. It started end of August, and I think September was another great month, followed by October. Diwali will be no exceptions. We surely see a double-digit growth in terms of order intake. For us as Mercedes-Benz, we face a bit of challenge with our production right now. We have some supply chain challenges with specific components. So that's a bit of dampener. But having said that, when I look at the pure order intake, that means customers booking cars, it's surely double-digit growth compared to last year, same period or during the festive period.
Right. What would be the bookings like? What is the demand for the customer to get the car on Diwali? Any particular models where you are seeing the highest surge and demand this festive season?
So, at this stage, we have more than 3,000 customers waiting for cars. That's a pending order bank that we are carrying, in spite of huge deliveries that we have done in the first 8 to 9 months period for this year. And now, to top it up, we just introduced a new GLE, the new C43 AMG. The GLC was introduced 2 months back. All of these cars, the customer wanted it yesterday, and for sure they wanted Diwali. Up north, it's also not end of the festive season because there is also wedding season technically, which is continuing in November and December up north. So we are under immense pressure for deliveries, and we just thank the customers' patience. We are, of course, trying to do as much as possible in the next few days. Our production colleagues are really working overtime, 3 shifts, trying to get as many cars as possible. But as I said earlier, there are some challenges on the supply side for our supply chain side, and therefore we are not able to get the full potential in terms of deliveries. But thankfully, customers are still booking and they are still ready to wait for a month or so, as long as we are able to deliver by end of this year.
All right, so 3,000 outstanding bookings this festive season. Pushpa, if I can come to you, we hear there is a huge surge in luxury shopping this festive season. Could you get us the key trends that you're seeing on the ground?
Yes, thanks, Parikshit. Well, season's greetings to everyone. We do think that the luxury has seen or has been upbeat for the last year or so. And we do think that this particular season is going to be very good for us. Even further, when I talk to the brands, they are expecting it to go up vis-a-vis last quarter by 30% to 35%. Chiefly because, again, aspiration is increasing, like Mr. Iyer was, talking about it. Not only is the aspiration levels of Indian consumers increasing, also the large wedding season this time is definitely propelling great luxury brand increase in sales. Be it the Indian designers, be it luxury international brands, all of them, they are expecting it to be a boom year this year.
Right. And are you seeing new customers coming out and coming out to shop this festive season, this wedding season? Do you see a new category emerging as well?
Well, we can tell you this, that the millennials are certainly shopping more. They are looking at luxury in a big way. You see the LV showrooms or Dior, you'll see that the demographics is actually reduced post-COVID, and this year that trend continues. And so the millennials and Gen Zs are aspiring to, up the ante as far as brands are concerned. The other that we are also seeing is that people are coming in from the North India. Emporio and Chanakya is the hub for luxury shopping for North India. And we do see people coming in from Punjab, from UP, and various smaller cities and pockets. And that trend will only strengthen and continue. Looking at the wedding season going forward, that should only strengthen for us. So it's interesting times for luxury. In fact,
Right.
we have a very large wedding couture month going on. And today, there was a trend of people going towards Meroli. We are seeing a reverse of trend. We have many brands reopening at Emporio. We have Amit Agarwal, who opened to great sales. We have now Rahul Mishra is going to be opening. Suneet Verma did a very large lounge at Emporio. And Abu Jani and Sandeep Khosla has also done a very large showroom. So all this indicates that they see that the wedding market, because these couturiers are they are aligned to the wedding market, and they see a big increase in that. And we see the same at Emporio. So be it jewelers or Indian designers, they're doing well. International luxury brands, we are seeing many brands wanting to come into the country. That has also indicated the fact that, yes, we need more, we are in fact looking at expanding Emporio so that we can cater to those demands. So today we are seeing a market which is getting lesser than what they can consume.
Getting lesser than what they can consume, more luxury brands wanting to enter the Indian market. Abhinav Joshi, when it comes to luxury housing, what is the big trend that you're seeing? How do you think we are going to finish the festive season in the real estate industry, especially in the luxury sector?
Good evening, Parikshit, and Diwali greetings to everyone. The luxury segment in the residential sector is doing particularly well. We've always seen that post a crisis, when we see the start of a recovery, the recovery always starts with the affordable segment or the budget segment. And towards the tail end, we see the more expensive luxury and the premium segments doing well. And that's exactly what's been happening for the last at least 12 to 15 months. And it's picked up pace, especially in the last 6 months. Just in the first 9 months of the year, if you see the numbers, overall luxury residential sales have gone up by almost 100% across the country. Of course, it's not the same across all markets. So quite naturally, Delhi NCR, prime Delhi, Gurgaon prime areas, Noida prime areas, Mumbai, more of central Mumbai, South Mumbai, and West Hyderabad. These are some of those 4-5 pockets where we've seen a huge jump. Delhi NCR in particular has seen about 126% jump in luxury residential sales. And that's obviously also supported by new launches. So developers such as DLF, M3M are coming up with projects that are not just larger in size and configurations, but in terms of specifications, in terms of amenities and facilities. They sort of satisfy the HNIs or the ultra HNIs who've been pen sitting, for the past couple of months or quarters, and who would like to deploy their capital now. So we've seen that jump. We've seen a healthy 35-40% jump in Mumbai. We've seen in Hyderabad, luxury residential sales have gone up by 12 times in the last 1 year. So these are pretty impressive numbers. And today, compared to a couple of years ago, luxury residential in some of these leading markets, it has a share of about 35 to 40% in overall residential sales, while the rest might be dominated by the mid segment or the budget segment or the high-end segment. Luxury is definitely seeing a lot of jump. And I would say that's largely because there is an appetite for larger houses. There is an appetite for better quality neighborhoods, better infrastructure. There is an appetite for a lot of focus on health and wellness, a lot of focus on, the deployment of smart technologies. So exactly what, Ms. Bector also said,
Right.
A lot of this demand is also coming from the younger demographic, the millennials and the Gen Zs who want to deploy capital.
All right, so a lot of demand for millennials and the Gen Z for luxury housing. Santosh, coming back to you, would there be certain cities, certain states contributing to highest growth right now? And when we spoke to you earlier this year, there was a sense of caution that you were seeing among customers. They had the money, but they were holding back purchases. But do you think that that caution has gone away and people are more willing to spend and buy vehicles of their choice now?
I won't say entirely that has happened. There is still the certain section of society which is a bit more conservative to spend, but we have new demographics coming in. For example, earlier the salaried customers used to be just 7 to 8% of the portfolio. Today, around 15% of our sales come from salaried class, which means corporate India is doing well, bonuses, payouts, and they are also entering luxury cars. And not in the entry-level luxury, they're straight getting into an E-class and above, or even a GLE or a GLS. So I think that's a very different segment who is now buying. Apart from this, a lot of startups, the first-time buyers into luxury segment also coming in. And notably for us, it's not about just the growth in luxury. For us, the maximum growth is coming at the top end segment with 22% of growth coming from cars more than 1.5 crore plus. So that clearly shows a very different mix in the portfolio that we are seeing. Coming to your first question on the cities, I think the metros still rule the roost. They are driving when it comes to absolute numbers. But when you look at percentiles, we see also that the other cities, tier 2 kind of cities, which also contribute now a lot. They are also, be it Ahmedabad, be it Chandigarh, be it many of these markets, also we see the growth potential coming up. So in absolute percentage terms, maybe some of these other markets are increasing more than the metro cities. But when I talk about potential, if you break India into tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 in terms of population, the tier 1 today is all. We all know that luxury is just 1% of the total car sales. So this year, luxury cars will be 45,000 cars compared to the 4 million car market. So that's just 1%. But when I look at top 8 metros, they are already at 2.5%. And that's a very strong sign that, there is a growing consumption of luxury in these markets. And tier 3 is at 0.4. So if I look at the sheer potential, the moment the tier 2 markets also come to the tier 1 level on absolute penetration, I think luxury, there is only a more potential and boom possible in this area.
Right. Okay, we've run out of time, but thank you very much, Santosh, Pushpa Bector and Abhinav for joining us on this program, giving us a sense of the demand for the luxury segment in this festive season. And it looks to be really strong among millennials, the Gen Z and the salaried class, as Santosh was pointing out. We're taking a short break, but coming up, Hero MotoCorp unveils 3 concept vehicles and 3 production-ready vehicles at the EICMA Motorcycle Trade Fair in Milan. Also plans to enter Europe with its electric vehicle, Vida. A special discussion with Niranjan Gupta, CFO of Hero MotoCorp, on the company's growth plans here onwards.